Hi, it's Alicia Little, and in this episode of the Digital Jampreneur, we're going to revisit an interview that I was a guest on where we talked about Facebook Lives for Business. Let's go.
Welcome. So I'm really excited to have a very special guest. I'm like the third sister now of the Little Sisters, but I have Alicia Little, and Lorette is here as well. That's her younger sister, and they're coming here straight from Jamaica, the motherland for me and for her and for a lot of people. But today I wanted to bring her on board in regards to talking about Facebook Live, using it for business, even local businesses specifically.
Yep. Sure.
So thank you so much, Alicia, for coming.
Thanks for inviting me.
Of course. But first, can you just give everyone who's watching, who's never heard of you, what you and Lorette do?
Yeah. So Lorette and I do social media for local businesses, among many other things. But that's one of the things that's why we're here, and that's what we're talking about now. So we have a social media agency in Jamaica, and although we service clients outside of Jamaica, we really focus on social media for local business. So we do everything from management to special campaigns to live events to promotions to expos and everything in between.
And she's killing it. She and her sister, it's amazing. We're actually here in Raleigh, North Carolina for an event, and today we're wrapping it up, but she actually spoke at this amazing event, and she was just sharing with us, taking back the curtain and sharing with us what she and Lorette are doing, and just even the results from it. Like she said, if you get something in Jamaican dollars, it looks a whole lot more nicer.
It sure does.
So just first things first, so how have you been, why have you used, or why are you using the medium of Facebook Live specifically for businesses?
Right. So local businesses are looking for other ways to connect with their audiences, right? Now, the great thing about Facebook Live, which of course Monique knows, and you know if you follow Monique, is that it's at the top of the news feed. Your followers see it. It's something different. People feel more connected with the brand. So imagine your bank is doing a special promotion and your bank is on Facebook Live, right? Mm-hmm. You want to tune in to see what they're doing and what's going on, or your dentist or the car dealership that you go to. So, when those type of businesses do something different like that and they're on Facebook Live, they reach their audience better. They also can reach a different audience, and they really connect with their people better. And then, of course, when the Facebook Live goes off, people watch the Facebook Live, so it gets a larger reach. And guess how much money they have to pay for it in ad dollars? It's like zero ad dollars. Right. So, they do the Facebook Live, it's up and it gets a lot of views, as opposed to, you put up another video, you have to really boost it, put some ad money behind it. So Facebook Live is really good for all that.
Awesome. So you mentioned banks, dentists. What specifically, can you give us some examples?
Sure.
How would a bank use Facebook Live?
All right. So, banks have, although maybe you'll walk in on it and see the bank doing something special or a special promotion.
Sure.
It's hard for them to get out the word when they're doing a special promotion. And you never know unless you walk into the bank. I've walked into TD Bank before and they're doing something special and giving away pens or whatever, and I'm like, hey, I didn't even know this was going on. So they use the Facebook Live to get the notice out that they're doing something, and even just something that they sponsor. It doesn't always have to be their event, because it's not like they do a whole bunch of events.
Sure.
They sponsor stuff. So when they're sponsoring something, you want to let the community know that you're sponsoring it so that you get the benefit of your sponsorship, right? Get the word out. I'm sponsoring this yoga in the park. That's one thing we did recently.
Oh, I like that.
So we went there and did Facebook Live for yoga in the park, and it was fun, and people like to watch it. And then people are saying, hey, this is my bank. They're proud of the fact that their bank is doing something for the community. So we always say, if you don't Facebook it or Facebook Live it and you've done something good for the community, no one's going to know. So you have to tell people about it, right?
Right. So, and then for a business, local businesses, are there any certain types of live streams out there that tend to work better? For instance, for me, in regards to teaching my clients or showing them to me the most most important are AMAs, so ask me anything. So opening it up where you have live Q&As, I feel like it's the easiest way for you to get instant engagement, or showing behind the scenes of something.
Right.
Even if, a lot of people feel like what they do is boring, but I think specifically for a local business, like showing them behind the scenes of, I don't know, or just showing like the day in the life of an employee would be far greater, or you get better results with that.
Right. Or even showing, like, for our chocolate shop, right?
Okay.
For the chocolate shop, it's like, leading up to Valentine's Day, and show behind the scenes, getting everything ready for Valentine's Day. Okay, the special boxes are here, the bags are here, here's the Valentine's Day cards, here's all the chocolates that we've got ready. So now what does that do for the community that's watching it, and their fans that are watching it? They're like, reminder, Valentine's Day, that now they have boxes, they're making all the strawberries, like, all the prep that's going into this day, so now you're better prepared as a fan to purchase from that business. So if businesses start to think about, and you can create anything around anything, right? Today is Monday, all right, you're getting ready for the week. I'm just using the chocolate shop as an example. You're getting ready for the week. Go live and show everyone, all the employees getting ready for the week. Talk to one of the employees. What's going to be the hottest selling, item this week? And they're going to say it's going to be the triple fudge chocolate brownie or whatever.
Girl, that sounds
and
good.
Guess
right
what?
now.
That will be the best seller if you say it is, because now everybody wants that. They want the best seller. So you just have to be creative. Sometimes it's hard because you're like, gosh, what am I going to do? It's only a Tuesday, right? Or it's Thursday, or we just make up stuff. It's Cheesecake Friday, it's Brownie Wednesday, whatever. Make up something. And there's always an excuse to do a Facebook Live, a promotion, so that you can really get the word out of there. A car dealership, new cars came in on the lot. There's an excuse to have it. Or, or only
new features of the new cars.
Or only 2 cars left on the lot. Whatever. Just think of something to do and go Facebook Live with it.
Awesome. So I'm just curious, how do you get business owners on board to do something like this? And I think a lot of people struggle a lot with camera shyness, not knowing what to say, not knowing what to do, freezing up. How do you get them on board and just, willing to do something like that?
True. Sometimes the business owner won't do it. They're like, absolutely not. There's no way I'm going to do it.
Right.
So then you would ask for an employee. And there's always someone in there who's like, pick me, So you just need to find that employee who will represent the brand really well and do it for the business owner. Because then once that happens, people then see that person that was on Facebook Live when they go in. Like, if the business owner isn't there, then people don't care, because they're like, they recognize the person that, just did the Facebook Live. So pick an employee to do it, and it really will work for you.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes you'll even have to get a spokesperson.
Okay.
But, just pick someone. But usually the employees are willing to do it, and they want the business to do well. So they're like, yeah, I'll do it. So, yeah.
Okay. And then how are you, because I'm sure a lot of people deal with this even in the digital world, how are you able to track to make sure that, what it is that you're doing makes the sale,
right?
Makes you to the sale.
That's always the hardest thing with social is tracking, because a lot of times it's brand awareness. Like, if every Friday we're talking about Cheesecake Friday, people start getting used to it. And when they come into the store and you ask them, how'd you hear about Cheesecake Friday? They might not even know. They're just like, I've heard about it, right? Heard about it. But, things like coupon codes are a great way. Okay. Coupon codes and deals are what I always say. So I saw it on Facebook, or we do Facebook offers.
Sure.
So we can set up a Facebook offer. We've done that more than, a dozen times per client. We set up their Facebook offers for them. So it just depends. Facebook check-ins work. The business can start to see, like, people are coming and they're doing a check-in. What you can do is say, come to our store, and when you check in, show us your check-in, and then you'll get a discount. So check in for 10% off. Now that the Facebook check-in really works for local business, because once someone checks in, their friends just see where they check in.
Right.
So if you can encourage your clients that come through the door to do a check-in, then your business starts to get more and more exposure. And usually your Facebook friends are people that live around you, your neighbors, your friends, right? Your high school,
right?
You know, right? So
Exactly.
people that went to your high school. So if you do a check-in, it ends up being really effective. So I encourage businesses to make sure that they do their Facebook check-in, that when you're doing a Facebook Live, have your employees on there, familiar faces, tell their names, do coupon codes and deals, and then it helps you to track it a little bit better.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on consistency? So for me, like this is with anything in general, but specifically with Facebook Live, you need to be consistent. Whether it's daily or whether it's on a weekly basis, like you need to have that consistency so that one, those who know who you are looking forward to seeing you. And also, it keeps a business or entity at the top of your mind. So in regards to the clients that you have been working with, how consistent are they using the Facebook Live?
Right. I would say we're not as consistent using Facebook Live as we are regular posting on Facebook, right? So it's when special events come up. Now we're doing a lot of scheduling because you can schedule the Facebook Live.
Yeah.
So we're allowing people to see that. So, that's one thing that I think we need to do more of is the consistency with the Facebook Live, or even doing a show with some of these businesses so that it happens that way. A lot of our clients and local business owners, though, are so busy. It's really hard saying, hey, we want to do a Facebook Live every Thursday because their schedule changes so much. It's kind of a little different for us entrepreneurs, although we're so busy too. But the local business owners usually are really busy. But, anything can be scheduled, especially if it's after work hours, It might be easier before the store opens or after it closes.
Okay. And then, is there a process that you walk people through as far as what to do after your Facebook Live? There's so many different things. Me, personally, I feel like a lot of people are missing out by doing what I call allowing your live streams to live and die on Facebook. There's so many ways on how you can repurpose, get your email list involved. I mean, or you do Facebook ads, boosting posts and things like that. So do you have any experience with that?
As soon as the Facebook Live is over, the first thing we do is change the description.
Yes.
Right? So that's number one, because the description is always not good compared to what you would do after. So we change the description and then we add a call to action, right? So maybe we'll make an offer in the Facebook Live or say, hey, if you want to be notified of the next yoga in the park, send us a message in the inbox with your contact details. So some call to action usually ends up happening. So we'd have to change the description and then we definitely promote it. So what's the point of doing it? Yes, it's free that you can get in the news feed and top of your clients, but make it go a little bit further. I always say on Facebook, you have to pay to play. Right? So if you're going to go on Facebook and, promote a local business, as we do as an agency, we put a budget out there. So for every event that we're doing, we say, okay, we're going to do Facebook Live, and this is how much budget we need so that we can promote the posts and include that in the Facebook Live.
Awesome.
And then you can extend it. I mean, we share the Facebook Live on other pages and make sure that it gets shared around. Maybe we'll put up a little contest for asking people to share it, and they'll get something in exchange for sharing it or something like that. But we try to make it go as far as possible. So I think the real key is the Facebook Live has to be engaging. Something has to be in it. It has to be shareable. So, you can't just jump in and be like, all right, we're doing a Facebook Live. You have to, plan it out a little bit and say, okay, yoga in the park is 4 hours. We're not going to stream it all. No. When is the best time? What are we going to do? And then how are we going to make it most impactful for the people watching, and why would they share it?
Yes, I love it. And for those of you guys who are watching us live, thank you so much for joining us. And those watching the replay, if you have no idea what we're talking about Facebook Live for business, local businesses specifically. We have a special guest, Alicia Little. She's here straight from Jamaica, and she does social media marketing for all things local businesses. But she and I have connected, and she recently shared with me how she's getting really great results of using Facebook Live for local businesses. So I figured, we definitely have to interview. And we're here in Raleigh, North Carolina for the Warrior event, this conference that we just attended. She spoke during this time and she really shared some really great insights. So for those of you guys who are joining us, I'm just letting you guys know a little something as to what's going on. So you touched upon about, for Facebook, you have to pay to play.
Right.
I feel like that's why people in general need to get on Facebook Live now. Facebook algorithm, they want you to use Facebook
do.
Live. They want you to use Facebook Video. They used to have a love and hate relationship with YouTube. It's complete hate now. So stop sharing YouTube
videos.
Okay,
yeah. They don't even look good.
Yeah, they don't look good. So if you're doing stuff on YouTube, just take the same video file and upload it directly to Facebook. It's not going to kill you, I promise. And Facebook wants you to do that. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg said last year, in the next 5 years, all of Facebook is going to be video. So take advantage of it. As a result, because they want you to use it, you tend to rank higher in algorithm. The notification system that Facebook has is freaking on fleek. I'm going to say that. Especially when you go live and you encourage people to subscribe to you if you're doing this through your fan page. A little tip for you guys is tell people to go under the follow and have them do the edit button and have them actually check off go live, notify when you go live, so that instead of the suggested one, so that as soon as you go live they get notified on their computer, on their phone, whatever they're using Facebook for or whatever platform. But I say that to say is because right now you're getting all this great organic reach, just like back in the day. It was all about, should I get on a business fan page? And I feel like it's in a matter, I don't know when, Facebook is now going to have to require you to pay in order to get that reach for Facebook Live. What do you think about that? Yeah. That's like my prediction. That's the natural matriculation.
It's like, what you're basically saying is, jump on it now.
Yes.
I do it right now.
Yes.
And if you don't know how to do it, grab her. So she can teach you how to do it, because not only is it great for you to do in your own business, if you're promoting products, affiliate products, if you're doing webinars, whatever you're doing, you should be doing it for your own business.
Right.
But then if, like us, you're doing it for clients, then you're doing them a disservice if you're not doing Facebook Live for them. And we even use tools like OBS Studio and different tools, and we replay videos as if they're live, right? Still taking advantage of Facebook Live for that, algorithm and all the beauty of what Facebook loves about it.
Right.
But, you have to do it for your local businesses and be fun, be creative with it.
Yes.
But do it before you have to start paying for it. Back in the old days of Facebook, and you're so young, I don't know if you remember this, but I'm just kidding. But, it was great when you posted something on your fan page and everybody saw it.
Right.
But it's like, people say, I think it's 2% of people see it, if that much, when you post it. If you don't boost it, especially on a business page, like a straight up business page where they want you to pay, So right now, Facebook Live is our opportunity to let our fans see what we're posting and not have to pay for it. But then we still boost it, so it's something you should still boost. But jump on it now. You don't wait until Facebook says, oh, you know what, all these people are using it now, so you're gonna have to pay to get more people to see it. So,
And then just to piggyback what you're saying as far as doing a disservice for clients, like, video in itself is a humanizing factor. Like, the fact that, a lot of businesses out there are not using business, all people can go to is a website and it's talking through words. And I'm just like, put a face
video,
to your business. Use video, use live streaming video, because to me that really ties into the whole celebrity factor. Like, imagine back in the day, one of your favorite authors you ever, liked, for me, was R.L. Stine, growing up, Goosebumps. Like, if I was able to talk to R.L. Stine via Facebook Live,
you might faint.
I would die. Like, oh my goodness. If I asked a question and R.L. Stine said my name and said, thank you for asking this question, so let me answer it, like, I would have flipped out. And the same goes for, like, businesses. Like, imagine, you're at your bank, and say you have a question or something, or I don't know, the manager is on there, you have specific questions about a promotion or whatever type of new asset, financial instrument that you want to invest in, and you don't know, you've done your research, but you're able to ask directly to the manager, what they think about that or the suggestions that they have, and boom, you get your answer right there. And like, oh, I mean, that's great customer service. That's
great
another
customer
thing.
Service.
Oh, Facebook Live, like for instance, with these recent power outages, Southwest had 2 of them last year. They hopped on Facebook Live to do live Q&As to update people of the crisis and things like that. I think a lot of businesses are missing out by not putting on that creative thinking cap.
Right, yeah. And I think it's for a lot of local businesses, they need us marketers to help them think like this. So if you're ever looking for an opportunity to work with a local business, you know, I'm heavy local business, then tell them about the opportunity of Facebook Live. Offer to go live with them for free. Don't charge them for it the first time, and let them see the power of it, and they will like it, especially if there's someone who likes to promote the business and likes, you know, to either be on camera or to have one of their employees on camera. They'll say, let's do this again. Let me hire you to do more social media stuff for our business. So, you know, it's just the time of the day.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Yeah, that was another thing I was going to ask you. Do you know, well, I know you guys got to work on consistency as far as like times of the day that you feel is better for you in regards to engagement.
Right. I mean, I would say later in the day always does better.
Okay.
And I think that's because people are, you know, at home and they're ready to tune in. But with the notifications, I find that it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So if you have people that are on and they're getting notifications, even if they're at work, they're like, you know, watching.
I told you that notification system is on fleek.
You know, and so watching it on their phone under their desk.
Right.
So as long as the notification is there, then you're going to have people watching your Facebook Live. And I always tell the business owners, hey, if we don't have a lot of people on right now, that's okay.
Hey,
that's okay.
The secret is the replay views,
That's
guys.
right. That's right. And us marketers know the secret is always in the replay.
Yes,
right?
the follow-up.
The follow-up. So and then, you know, if that business has an email list, it's your excuse. So when you take a Facebook Live, you can repurpose the content. Can I jump into that real quick?
Yeah, of course.
So, and you might have talked about this already, but I'm going to talk about it anyway.
Go ahead.
You know, to what you do with a Facebook Live is, number one, you take that video and you go over to Fiverr.com and you get it transcribed. So then you can pull out some of the transcripts of the Facebook Live and you can offer a download link to people who want to listen to it. Especially if you're doing an interview or something with good content, you know, people, you know, a lot of times want to see the transcript. I like to read a transcript even when I'm watching the video on the replay.
I'm the same way.
So you would, you know, have that transcript. So get that transcribed. I use Fiverr. You can find people that'll transcribe it in 30 minutes. 30 minutes of a Facebook Live, they'll charge you $5 for it. It's like a no-brainer.
Right.
So while that transcript is happening, take the link to your Facebook Live. You know, you're going to change the description, you're boosting it and stuff, but email it out to your client list. If you have a client list, you're going to email it out. Now the transcription is done, so now you have an excuse to send out another email. So, hey, if you missed the Facebook Live, here's the link to it again so you can watch the replay. And our special gift to you, we also transcribed it for you and cleaned up the transcript, took out some oohs and ums. So enjoy the transcript and the Facebook Live. So now you have another excuse to send them an email. And then number 3 is to take the Facebook Live and the transcript and put it on your website.
Boom.
So if you have a blog, put it on your website, your blog. If you don't have a blog, what we've done for clients is we put it under their news section. So now they have content under that news section. Every business likes to have something on the news section. And the way Monique does it right here with the bottom thing, you know, that looks really good. So then you can put it on your news section. So you have it. You've emailed it once, you've emailed it again with the transcript, then you put it on your blog, you're boosting it and promoting it, and then, you know, see what else you can do with the Facebook Live. We tweet it out, we put a notice on Instagram with a link back to it.
Little teasers, like some good points, and say, you know, if you want to watch the rest of it, join us on Facebook. But for me, no matter what video type of marketing you're doing, YouTube should always be your mothership because it's the second largest search engine and Google owns YouTube. So I tell people to download it directly and put it onto YouTube or chop it up or turn it into a series and get that video SEO, get that optimization, get ranked in the Google, so that, especially for local, because a lot of people, when they're looking for local things of local businesses that they provide, they go to Google or they go to YouTube. But imagine going to Google and your local business is showing up based on you putting up the videos.
Right.
Yeah.
When I put a Facebook Live in YouTube for a local business, one of the things I love to do is to put the phone number of that business in the subject line.
Sure.
So it's like, the car dealership's name, and then interview, and then their phone number right there. So when people are searching and they find it, they see the phone number and they call, so it's really easy to find instead of in the description. So for local business, I think it's important. A locksmith would be a good example, right?
Yeah, perfect.
So you put the phone number right there.
Yeah,
so it's like, 24-hour locksmith and the phone number right there, because the Facebook Live video will do well in YouTube.
Yeah.
So now you can take advantage of that for the SEO for local by putting it in there and geographically tagging the video and stuff like that.
I think another kind of like opportunity for you to test out is YouTube Live. It's pretty much open up for, on mobile devices now. You can go live directly with the mobile app. See how that works for you.
True. You're so smart.
I'm seeing a lot of people using YouTube Live to rank for a saturated keyword. For instance, how to get 10,000 YouTube users, and they've been able to instantly rank compared to someone who has 50 million subscribers.
I think all the networks,
because YouTube wants you to use live.
I think all the networks like the live video. So let me ask you this question.
Sure.
I know you're asking me questions.
No,
I'm asking
go
you
ahead.
this.
Yeah.
So with all these lives out there, you can do Instagram Live, Twitter Live, Facebook Live. Sometimes we go to live events and we've got 3 social media managers. One's doing, Facebook, the other's doing Twitter, the other's doing Instagram Live. I mean, how do you pick which one to use for a brand, or do you just use them all? I mean, I wish it was just live and it would stream on all of the networks at the same time, but how do you pick which one to use?
Good question. So I used to say, play with the ones that you feel the most comfortable with and run with it. Scratch that now. Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
Those should be your 2 core focuses, only because there's this war back and forth, but come on. The power of Facebook is there's a billion of users on there, but the whole idea of using Facebook ads and the targeting is so freaking important and powerful, especially for a local business.
True.
Okay, so you have that. And then YouTube, it's the whole idea of you can rank videos locally, if not easier on Google that way, but it's only because it's the second largest search engine and Google owns YouTube. So Google favors YouTube stuff no matter what. So that's my philosophy, is start off with those 2, get comfortable with it, get the consistency, get your voice, get your message, get that nailed down. Then you can divvy out to Instagram Live. Right. Okay. So that's my take on it.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So actually, before because unfortunately, this particular software we're using, we're not able to see any comments or anything. So I'm going to check to see if we have any comments. But I mean, Alicia, do you have any other tips or any final thoughts that you want to share in regards to Facebook Live and the local business?
I will say that a lot of times we don't do the Facebook Live because we don't think it's perfect enough. Look at us. We're just in a hotel on the sofa. I wish you could see how we have this propped up.
We can put in the comments area the screenshot.
How we have this propped up. And I think that, we just need to go live and stop worrying about everything. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try to do the best that you can do, because, your fans are watching, so you should do the best that you could do. But by not doing it, you're definitely punishing yourself and the Facebook fan page. So do it. It doesn't always have to be perfect. I love to say it doesn't have to be perfect to make profits,
Oh, I love it, girl. Yes.
So if you want the business to do better, you want your business to do better, whatever you're selling, make sure that you put yourself out there and you do as much as you can. And there's these little reminders. I love how you say, make it consistent.
Yes.
So if you had a schedule, or it's every Wednesday at 2 you are live, then you set a schedule for yourself. So I think that's very important, and that's my main takeaway from this interview, is that I need to set some consistency with my personal lives and with clients as much as possible.
Yes, most definitely. Okay, so we actually have some questions here. Hi, Derek. Thank you so much for joining us. So, what software are you using for this broadcast and why? So I'm using Switcher Studio. Derek, this is just my way of creating a more professional broadcast in a mobile setting without having the different computers and the big equipment. And this is a great way to set yourself apart. Because another thing I wanted to add with Alicia is the Facebook, the local businesses that are using Facebook Live, it's setting them far apart from their competitors because no one's doing it. No one's doing it. So imagine doing something like this. It's a very simple setup, but for me, as you know, I'm a live streaming strategist, so I gotta set myself apart from others and, you know, people who just go on live just for the sake of going live. So this is more of a branding play for me as to why I use this particular software, because it helps me create more of a professional look.
And I would add that the software that she's using, we've used it as well.
Okay.
And we've used it with a multi-camera approach.
Right.
So you can have many cameras, different angles, and then press the, I don't know, have you ever showed them the control panel thing?
No, I haven't done yet. I'm going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because right now, actually, it works great if you have an iPad, because that will be the main switchboard, and then you use a phone. But since I just have my phone, I figured I'd just do that. So hopefully that answers your question, Derek. So the next question is, how can transcripts benefit me as a business owner versus video? People really like to read the text of the video.
Yes, so a lot of people still like to read. I know, right?
Yeah.
But also, one of the things that we do with the transcripts is I forgot to tell you this, is we ask people to enter their name and email address in order to get the transcript.
Right.
And we make a nice fancy cover. It's the importance of the cover.
Yeah.
So if it looks nice and it's like download the transcript to it, enter your name and email, it helps you to get name and email addresses, which we always want as businesses so that we can grow their database, right? Grow our database. I haven't tried any of the like closed captioning on Facebook. Or have you
that
tried
works. That works really. Yeah. So Okay. So Derek, for you that are watching, transcript helps with uploading a captions file. So I'm sure you guys have seen with Facebook videos, automatically they play on silent, and a lot of times people are at work, so they don't even want to hear the sound. But if you have captions, people can read. It also helps with your Facebook ads as far as like conversions. So that's a great reason also to have a transcript also, because you'd be surprised, like a lot of times I just read the transcripts myself. But lastly, for those of you guys who are just joining, once again, this is Alicia Little. She is located in Jamaica. She does all things social media marketing in Jamaica for local businesses. She and her sister are here. We're in Raleigh, North Carolina for a conference, and she actually spoke and drew back the curtain to show us a bunch of things that you can do for local businesses. If anything, what you're doing, people aren't really doing here in the States, so they need to learn from you. And plus, I look forward to visiting you, of course, in Kingston. So, yeah, for those of you guys who are joining, Facebook Live is something that she's been doing for her clients, for local businesses, and she's been getting really great results. And so I figured, hey, let's hop on Facebook Live and share with people on how they can do that. One last thing I want to talk to you about is, what about the more kind of like boring type of industries, like lawyers? Have you worked with any of those, and how they utilize Facebook Live and things like that for you?
I mean, there's a lot of industries that we consider boring, right?
Yeah.
Insurance is really boring,
right?
But you know, we try to find something that they will sponsor. So if they will sponsor an event, that's a really good opportunity. Or if they're going to an expo or something like that where they're going to be. And the other thing is just to interview people that work there and ask them a question.
Okay.
So I would ask you, we did this once, is that we asked about red cars. Okay. So everybody's heard that red cars get higher insurance rates. Have you heard that before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's here too. Yeah, because they tend to be faster. People tend to be more reckless
and reckless, right?
Right.
So then you just ask questions that you know people would want to know. So,
I like that. So like stereotypes or myths, like debunking myths. Okay.
So the question is, we're going to answer, do red cars really get charged more for insurance? And everybody wants to know the answer. So then they'll come on, you interview an insurance agent, or you ask a question like, ask the question, all right, my kids are about to get to driving age, how much is it going to cost to add them to insurance? Ask questions that people would want to ask so that, that insurance agent can get that business. A lot of times people are switching from one insurance to another. So, you want to get that insurance agent on the camera so people can see their face and trust them, because you have to build, that people have to like them and trust them and feel that they know them. And you would be surprised, like, people that we've done Facebook Live with, business, I'm using the insurance agent as an example.
Sure.
People now know that person. They'll come in and sit with them.
It's like you're a local celebrity.
Yeah. And so imagine making your local car salesman or the insurance agent or, the gym manager, whatever business it is, the restaurant manager or waitress, a local celebrity by having them on the Facebook Live. It really helps business. So if you have a choice to go to 2 pizza shops, they're next door.
Sure.
And you're looking and thinking of which one to go to, but that one, they were on Facebook Live. They offered a coupon code at the end. Shelly, who works inside, because she was on live and she talked about Derek, Kevin, and Jason and all the crazy stuff they do. I mean, you're connected to that business. So we need to build connections and relationships as local businesses to our fans and to the community so that they will want to do business with us.
I love it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I don't think so. But I mean, other than that, let me check to make sure there's any questions. Other questions? Antonio is this Facebook Live. Really, Antonio? Antonio's back there watching us. All right, that's it. So without further ado, thank you so much for those of you guys who are watching. Thank you, Alicia, for coming on. Just one last tip, as we stated before, if there's not a lot of people watching you live, it's fine. It's all about the replay viewers. You're talking to 2 audiences, so that's why you see myself reintroducing ourselves. People are popping on and off all the time, and that's why I say thank you so much for those watching live, but also on the replay. So thank you so much, Alicia. I wish we had Lorette here.
I know. She's at the mall.
I know. She's shopping, getting her glam on. So thank you so much, guys. And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of the Digital Jampreneur. Don't forget, follow me on social media. I'd love to connect with you on Instagram, on Facebook, even on LinkedIn. What about Twitter? We can tweet with each other. So follow me on social media, ask me any questions that you have, and definitely check out Internet Income Jamaica, because at Internet Income Jamaica, we teach entrepreneurs and future business owners how to make commitments to themselves by learning the skills that they need to know in order to start and grow an online business. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode of the Digital Jampreneur. Bye for now.